So in order to do a clip on safety in Hong Kong, I actually had to go online and read a lot of other people's blogs on their experiences. Because if I have to base this on my experience, it would be a very short clip, which would basically say, for the size and the amount of people that live there, it's probably one of the safest places I've ever traveled to. Walking around in Hong Kong, you are very aware of how clean it is there. So I would definitely recommend that you do not litter. Besides the fact that it's morally the wrong thing to do, you could also end up with a hefty fine if you littered inside of Hong Kong. Another thing that stood out was how many people crossed the roads very obediently at the crosswalks. Then again, there were also lots of people jaywalking. Under normal circumstances, I would say when in Rome, do as the Romans do. But in this case, jaywalking is in fact a criminal offense in Hong Kong that can land you a hefty fine of up to 2,000 Hong Kong dollars, or even worse. So cross the streets only at the crosswalks. Besides, the traffic is very congested, and although the drivers are very patient, I wouldn't take a chance to cross the road where there wasn't a crosswalk. I did do a lot of walking around when I was in Hong Kong, and I did notice a lot of police on foot patrol, which was very nice to see. If you did need help, most people in Hong Kong speak English, but the police will definitely also speak English. Now, from my research, I read that there was in fact a couple of cases of pocket picking reported in Hong Kong. But I mean, I've always walked around with my purse out, my backpack semi-open, and my phone sort of flinging around in my hand. I've never felt unsafe, and I've never had a pickpocketing or pocket picking experience in Hong Kong. Then again, I do not recommend that you walk around late at night with your purse hanging out. Speaking of nightlife, Hong Kong does have great nightlife, which in turn produces a bunch of intoxicated people. Luckily in Hong Kong, they seem to be a little bit less annoying than other places in the world. There are also lots of late night eateries. You can find great noodle shops, pizzas, all around the city at all hours of the day. If you do find yourself on Lockhart Road in Wan Chai at night, remember that this area is dubbed the red light district of Hong Kong. So you might get a bit hassled walking around there. And again, not really anything to do with safety, more a hassle than anything else. Basically, apply the basic principles of safety. Do not walk alone late at night by yourself, especially if you're a girl. Avoid dark alleys and always be aware of your surroundings, which you should do whenever you travel or whenever you're walking around. To be honest, the scariest thing for me was actually walking around during the day in the wet markets. The butchers with their knives flying around, chopping and cutting and hanging all this meat up. This to me was actually the scariest part of the whole experience in Hong Kong. I've been very lucky traveling to Hong Kong. I've always had relatively nice weather when I've been there. But you got to remember, this is Asia and we do get the occasional typhoon. Now, if you are in Hong Kong during a typhoon, make sure that you have enough water and some snacks for maybe 2 to 3 days. Sometimes there will be power outages and stuff like that. And do not go out. You never know what could come flying down the road while you're out looking to buy a little snack down the street.